love you so much. Thank you all. This is it.
A lovely title screen. Really, really oh no. Oh god, no. So I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 as Shadowheart. That's me using brute strength to get that book. Figured out that problem, no worries. This game is an absolute treat. There's so many goods, it's so rich, it's got such range and such variety to it. It's so enticing and inviting and enjoyable. It's so entertaining. It's a modern marvel is what this game is. In every area, it's a treat. But what I'm likely going to mostly bang on about probably is the writing, because I have never seen anything like this before in a game. The richness, the range, the depth of the storytelling and the writing in it is absolutely incredible. Also, the game is really enjoyable to play. The combat's excellent. I have not played Divinity Original Sin 2. In fact, I've not played anything by this company, which is a pity because I really like the look of Ketnet Kick 2 that they did. They already had that flair for the different races and stuff. Really good. This game though, as I keep saying, in every area it glistens. Here you have a narrative choice to make. Everything is immaculate. This is probably in my top 3 favourite things in the game. Rolling this die. No as keen on it when I'm not successful, obviously. I'm already so attached to this game that I'm gutted that I couldn't capture the first few hours of the game, because the first few hours of this game are absolutely spectacular. And they went by so fast that I was barely able to take it on. And now as the stories develop, stories in this game, as the stories develop in this game, I get to know the characters better, and I want to be able to see that early footage again, but as I said, didn't capture. Keep your voice down, it didn't capture. What's amazing is that this game is littered with scenes just like this. Every fight is brilliant. The writing, even when you're not expecting it, it's almost as if nothing comes secondary. There's no filler content, there's no secondary quests. Everything is of the same standard. Around every corner you'll find interesting characters and good dialogue. Around every corner there's a really fun, tense fight that you need to think about. Well, you don't need to think about it, but you know that well if you don't think about it. Also, this game is pretty sexy. I hope you turned that down there before your mum heard it, but this game is a very sexy game. So much so that when you start up the game, and I had this footage but it didn't capture, as I say, when you start up the game, it asks you, are you okay with nudie footage? Who's picking no? No, please don't show me boobs. I don't like boobs. I'm scared of boobs. Please don't show me them. There are bugs in this game, and initially I was a wee bit taken aback by the inventory system. It can seem really cluttered quite quickly. Let me just pause the footage here a second. I'm going to try and break down what it is that you're looking at here. Now what's happened is that I think you saw earlier in the review that I was in a fight outside a gate. Now I will go through that fight and I managed to get through that gate. So I've ended up in this encampment with these lads. But while I'm in the encampment, I've decided to try and break somebody out of prison, and I'm trying to smuggle them out. But unfortunately the person just wanders behind me and gets seen by one of these guards, which means that all of these lads in this encampment attack me. So I've basically ended up at the point where I've slaughtered everybody in this encampment, and I was wanting to do like certain side quests and stuff, but that's just the way that my story branched off. I've already in this game made probably at least a dozen terrible decisions, and I'm fucking loving every minute of it. Funnily enough, the fighting and action system was entirely new to me, but they've managed to put it together in a way that it becomes really intuitive quite quickly. I think maybe if you're looking at the footage you go, oh, that maybe looks a wee bit too impenetrable, there's a wee bit too much text and images on screen at the same time, but it's more fluid than you think. The writing though, my god, the writing, the performances, the game is just so good. and impactful as well, like emotionally impactful. But that's what you get when you prioritise your storytelling, which is what they seem to do in this studio. It's the world, the characters. I've already had such a layered adventure. I've played thousands of games. I've never seen such an amazing marriage of rich storytelling and great gaming. Alright, sometimes it does freeze every now and again, but never mind. In my playthrough, I'm thinking of getting pretty hot and heavy with the wizard Gal. He's my kind of gal, if you see what I'm saying. Anyway, go and get this fucking game because it is unbelievably good. Here, Gal, could I get a hold of your big thick staff?
Out! That was uncalled for.
You know, I was thinking about the fact that I always seem to review physical games, and the fact that that means that the games I review are often quite dated because I wait for their physical release. So I decided I was going to try something new. I bought something from the eShop, something called, as you might have already seen on the screen, Moto Racer 2044 Game Simulator. No, I don't fucking know what that title means. I don't know whether it means... Right, Moto Racer 2044 is what I thought it was called, but then it came down and it had Game Simulator on the end. As if this product is a simulation of a game called Moto Racer 2044. Anyway, well, this looks good. First of all, you can't use your D-pad. That's annoying, so that's a bad start. You can only use the stick. And you can go in and customise your bike. This isn't looking good, by the way. Should have stuck to the fucking physicals. Right, here we go. We're going to reserve judgment, right? It might actually be a wee hidden gem. Here we go. Off we rock. I'm a big fan of motorbike games, actually. A big fan of games such as Road Rash on the 3DO. Best version of Road Rash, by the way. Is there any other motorbike games I like? There's one on the Saturn that I quite like. I think there was one... Oh, Motocross... Excite Bike, of course, 64. Now all this, of course, is me just blabbering away to try and cover up the fact that I made one of the biggest mistakes in my life buying this fucking crap. And I should have just stuck to the physical games. I always know best. I shouldn't be listening to the fucking nagging doubts at the back of my head. This is what happens when you just buy something digital online that's new and nobody has fucking reviewed it or spoken about it. You end up playing something like this which feels terrible to play. There's no content in it, it's fucking horrible. There's no real challenge really, actually, even though, you know, I come fucking fourth here. And by the way, see, when I wanted to capture it to show you guys how shite it is, it won't even let me capture the video because it doesn't want me to tell you. It doesn't even want... It knows, a game that knows how shite it is and is trying to stop me from telling you. And I was so pissed off about this, by the way, because I'd wasted 99 pence. I went for a walk to my front door. I was going to get some air, and I noticed that my cat had done a shite at the front door. So you can all fuck off, because this is, you know...
Here's the hot new releases this month. I mean, they're cheating, but with Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, because I like it. I mean, obviously I like it, but I'm liking it because it's reminding me of the Dreamcast, and it's reminding me of that other game that I used to play with that big, fat, square controller with the big wobbly D-pad. It's reminding me of just how incredible it is now to think of what a brighter place the world was when the Dreamcast was it. I had hair, I still had hair. I didn't have hair. Jet Set Radio Future wasn't anywhere near the size of the scope of this game. This is much expanded. What I think I like most about it, above everything, it is pretty to look at, but above everything I love how much noise it makes, because I'm getting Alzheimer's and this will keep me awake. Big shout out this month to Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty for coming out and reminding me that I own Cyberpunk 2077 on a PS4, because I've completely forgotten. Looks like this universe is finally finding its feet, about 3 years later than advertised. Phantom Liberty set in this new district of Night City, this lawless realm, and it has a high level of dense environmental storytelling. It's a very enticing world. But what kept them so long? let's focus on the negative here. Let's focus on the negative. What kept them so long? Do you know what would happen to me if I didn't hand in that finished, polished material until 3 years after it was expected? Do you know what would it? First of all, I would starve to death because I wouldn't get paid. So I'd already be dead and my reputation would be dirt. My name would be dirt. So you blew it, guys, because you're late. Have you ever been playing F-Zero on the SNES and think to yourself, I wish I was getting humped by 98 other folk further in the world while I was playing this instead of just getting humped by a stupid Super Nintendo that's fucking 40-year-old. Oh shit, I'm 40-year-old. This is free if you've got the Nintendo Online membership, and it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. They've polished up a lot. There's lots of UV animations and that big blue ramp that you can go in that makes it easier. Obviously not easy enough for Ryan because he's still in 75th fucking place. This is a better representation of what a race is like. You start and then you're dead. It's like life. The amount of times that I need to get up in the night thinking that I need to go, and then I'm just standing there and nothing's happening. You know what I mean? That's the Liza P there. You up to it at the weekend. Liza P just doesn't give a shit about whether you can see where its influences are. They're just like, we're having it all. I really wish that me and Rab had went into the games industry instead of whatever this is that we're doing here. Because you can just knock everything, can't you? You can just go, I like that, I'm having that. Oh, that looks nice, can I have that? Oh, I'm taking it anyway. See, for their cheek, I'm only playing half of this game. They've only half tried with this, so I'm only playing half of the game. Right, I won't even get to the halfway point, it's too fucking hard. I mind we were on a caravan on holiday one time in North Berwick, me, Rab and our pal Graham, and we must have been about 18, 19, I think. We had to ask permission to stay on the site because legally you had to be R21, but we're only R21. Anyway, we were standing playing pool and playing Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat that first came out in 1923. And we honestly were just standing there minding their own business, and these lads that are a wee bit younger than us, truth be told, came up to us and they started being cheeky about our mate Graham's jacket. And I swear to God, I couldn't handle it. I was absolutely fucking livid. Nothing happened there and then, but I spent pretty much the rest of that holiday angry. And see, to be honest, I don't think I would have reacted as badly as that if I hadn't been playing that original Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet. I think games are really bad for you. Oh my God, this game is slow. I mean, I'm slow. I'm slower than I've ever been. But everything takes ages in this. I find it telling, Starfield. If this game had came out 20 years ago, I would have done nothing else. You'd have had to have put me on a food trip if this came out when I was 23. I'd have just started dinging in the real world. But no. At this time in life, for whatever the reasons, it's too much to ask for me. Even the delivery of dialogue just feels like it takes absolutely ages. This game's for young people. I'm an old man, and I'm worried.
I'm an old man, and I'm worried.
You can get your Starfield to fuck. It's fucking rotten. And when you play a game that's fucking rotten, what do you need to do? You need to heal yourself by falling into the loving embrace of Falcom. This is The Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails, and I'm going to give this game a great review. And I'll tell you why I'm going to give it a great review. Because I like games that are like games. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck Starfield is meant to be, right? I don't know what it's meant to be, this fucking boredom simulator, this fucking lack of imagination as an art form, right? Because, see, Legend of Nayuta, which is like an old PSP game that's been dollied up and brought to the modern consoles, and it's so lovely. This game has more ideas in its 20 hours of gameplay than fucking Starfield is going to give you in its fucking 200 hours of fucking rotten, dated fucking gameplay. Sub-Morrowind gameplay. Can you believe this all these years later? Anyway, I don't want to sour this review by moaning about Starfield too much. Legend of Nayuta is about a wee guy called Nayuta who lives in this lovely wee village by the coast, right? And he finds this wee fucking ferry, right, up a tower, and then a big portal opens up in a tree. Did you see that, Signa? Yeah, she just disappeared. So you're saying that random place is connected to the world where she comes from? There's so much going on that I'm starting to get confused. Watch this. Signa, why don't we go after that Noi girl? Are you serious? We have no idea what's even through there. What are you going to do if it takes us to some sort of hell? Some sort of hell? Now fucking think about that. Think about that. Is that no more exciting than anything that happens in modern games? That's a fucking existential moment there. Now, Nayuta is an action game, really. This, what I'm doing here, is what you'll be doing for the bulk of this game. You'll be running around these levels, collecting gems, killing enemies, looking for hidden paths, collecting these crystals and getting a star rating at the end of each level. So that weirdly plays out almost like a platformer, right? It's almost like this is a platform, an action platformer, right? But dressed up in that RPG styling. The story is a great wee story, but it's very light, peppered through it. No too many side quests, but enough side quests to get your teeth into. But primarily, what you've got is this. And it's a wee kind of action platform game that reminds me very much of very classy ones like Klonoa. Falcom are really good at this kind of action gameplay. And they're very good at getting you brilliant boss fights. And that's another thing with Nayuta that you always have to look forward to. You always know that at the end of every world, you're going to have a cracking boss to fight, a well-designed boss to fight. And that's the thing about this game. It's like everything is really well designed. The levels themselves are really fascinating to explore because there comes a point where you can change the season of the world you're in, and when you change the season, when you change a land from spring to winter or from autumn to summer, then the level changes with it and you can re-explore that level. It has new wee openings, the water's frozen over so you can explore that, and it's just a total delight to progress through this game. Now what also has to be said about Nayuta, and this is something you can say about quite a lot of Falcom's games, right? It's like the Trails games, and this is a Trails game. It's a Trails kind of side story. It's very loosely connected. The characters are so likeable. Nayuta is such a lovely wee guy to be your lead character in a game. He's a curious wee guy. He's interested in science, he's interested in stargazing, he believes that his parents who have passed away had discovered something and he wants to find out more about it. He's kind to everybody he meets, he is always caring about people's feelings, he will do anything for anybody, and it's almost like a lost art, I feel, in games a wee bit, to give you these characters that you really want to root for. There are too many characters in games nowadays where they're just kind of fucking horrible people, or they're conflicted, or they're troubled, whereas sometimes you just want to take control with a lovely wee guy who's going on an adventure. You know, and Nayuta is just somebody who's important to his town and cares about his townsfolk and cares about his friends and family. And the 20 hours that I spent with this game were some of the best hours I've spent all year, because you are getting that Japanese RPG aesthetic that I love so much. You're getting that action gameplay that actually feels like you're doing something. You know, you're blocking, you're dodging, you're leveling up. There's lots of interesting systems to play around with. And many people have tried to make games like this. Games that are your action RPGs, but the action parts never really feel that great. The platforming never really feels that dependable or reliable. Whereas in this, it's a different story. This, if it was just marketed as a kind of platform game, action platform game, would be good at that as well. So once again, what we've got here is another fantastic Falcom Trails related game with some of the most beautiful music, some of the most beautiful art design, and the creation of another place that you can fall in love with. That's what Falcom are really good at. That's the main thing they're good at. Creating a sense of place. I mean, they even give you a wee museum that you can drop all your stuff at and go and visit, find insects and all of that. They filled it full of stuff that they didn't need to put in. but they just want to make this a place you want to spend time. Not a place you want to fucking waste time, like something like Starfield. Hours and hours of nothing happening. No, what you've got here is 20 hours of everything happening. Thank you, Nayuta.
Thank you, Nayuta.
You hearing that music? Anyway, pick this one up. You can't go wrong. I know all yous out there like proper video games, and let me tell you something, kid. We're talking about Trails here, talking about Falco. This is as proper as it gets.
What's happening, guys? It's your man Ryan here. Right, Ryan for Consolevania. Listen, I'm 45 now, and I'm only 45, and I'm a serious gamer, and I'm proud of being a serious gamer. You would think that it would be a wee bit embarrassing, but I'm actually proud. I'm actually proud of it. This is genuinely, like, honestly, no bullshit, my games collection behind me, and I want to share with you this month, because I'm such a serious gamer, my gaming diary of all the games things that I got up to this month that have to do with games. You know, the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with games, I won't tell you about that. I've had a bit of toilet trouble. It's a new segment, Ryan's video game diary for September 2023. Is that what year it is? The Baldur's Gate 3 came out this month, but I didn't get to play it until the end of the month because it wasn't until I started downloading it I realised that it was 150 gig. And then when I eventually did download it, I captured hours and hours of footage and then realised after I captured the footage that I'd just captured footage of an empty Steam folder instead of the game footage. Just jumping on for a wee short stream because I have too many things to do, so I couldn't focus on anything that I had to do, so I just thought I'll just stream and do my Animal Crossing admin and say hello. And ask yous again as I do every month, what do you want? What do you want me to do for Consolevania this month? Just tell me and then I'll do it. This never works. I don't know why I asked them for suggestions, because they suggest things like, why don't you review Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 that's had a re-release on the Switch? Fucking Batten Kaitos? Who cares about Batten Kaitos? It does look nice though. Oh, look at the waddles on the wee birthdays. The Batten Kaitos games, if you don't know, are card battling JRPG type things, and I played this first Batten Kaitos game on the GameCube when I was in my early 20s, which goes some way to explain why I can't remember anything, because my early 20s were many years ago. This remaster though looks very crisp, and it's reminded me that the music is absolutely banging beautiful. Now my memory's not that great, but I'm not sure that bananas are going to work on that big lad there. I was absolutely horrified this month to find out that I'd been charged a monthly subscription fee for Xbox Game Pass, and they'll pay that way. So I went and found the cheapest way of becoming a member again, and I bought all these codes. I bought 3 years worth of codes, which were delivered to me in 3-month chunks. So I spent about a week and a half putting all these codes into my Xbox. It does save you money doing it that way, but you do need very little responsibility in your life because it takes forever. Thanks for the prime sub, Papa Fromage, an entire year. Good morning, hello. Thanks for that. Look how grateful I look. Thanks. Thanks. This fucking thing.
I would describe myself as someone who's thoughtful, almost to a fault.
Would you, mate? Aye, would you? Would you describe yourself as thoughtful? Would you, mate? This is the most annoying game trailer I've seen in fucking years.
I often I often overthink things, but...
Do you often overthink things, mate? Do you, mate? Aye, do you? How come your game's just a fucking tech demo about food then, mate?
I'm in my head. Ideas will come to me sometimes. It's almost like I have a muse inside of me.
I did like newer Automata, though. I love it when Doctor Who fans ask you to watch like the most recent trailer or something, and they're a wee bit excited about it, and they're like, You should this time. This time it really doesn't look as shite as it has done many times before. It looks like it might actually no be as shite this time. And then you watch the trailer and you're like, why does it look so shite? Why are you trying to get me to watch something that's got Catherine Tate in it? Back on brand for me this month, I was refining my Amiga emulation this month and trying to find out what works best for me, and realised that if you register for free on Open Retro, it means that you can link up your software with Open Retro and it'll deliver a lot of the assets, like your cover art and box art and stuff like that. And once you've done that, you go out to FSUAE and you download that installer on that software and you install that as well. And as it details on their website, then what you want to do is you want to go out to Amiga Forever, and this is the bit that will cost you a wee bit of money, but it's 100% worth it. So once you've registered on Open Retro and you've downloaded FSUAE and you've got you can either get a premium edition of Amiga Forever that will give you everything you need to emulate, or you can just get the Kickstart ROMs, which are essential for Amiga emulation. But there's different options of what you can buy for Amiga Forever. But once you've done those steps, what I did was I went over to Emu Paradise, where you'll find many tens of thousands of ROMs. You can download a full Amiga ROM set. That's every Amiga game that they have on the website. It's about 2 GB in size. Once you do all of that, you'll be able to play most Amiga games that you can remember, and they all seem to run pretty much perfectly. This is me just cycling through some different games in FSUAE. As you can see, all the assets are popping up as I select the games. It's a much nicer experience than previous emulators that I've used. Everything's quite intuitive, and it just works. Do I have a look at Shadowlands? It's no the Anthony Hopkins film, thankfully, because it's really sad, that film. God, I used to love this game. Another really handy thing that's in FSUAE is the warp feature, where you can quite quickly, by pressing Alt-W, just slip into a warp condition. What the fuck is this? Is this the game? Is it? It didn't look like this. No. I can't even figure out what the controls are. It never looked like this in the past. God, this looks fucking terrible. Look at the state of the crows. One crow, sorry, the other one's a shadow. Oh my god, what a load of shite. I spent months playing this.
Fae Farm. Available September 8th on Nintendo
What was the
Switch.
name of this game? You know how everybody has got scars for childhood that they're still trying to deal with in their adult lives? Well, see if you're fae Glasgow, there's a question that gives you a shiver down your spine sometimes, depending on how it's asked. Especially if it's asked when you're out of your own scheme, your own area. If you're asked the question, where are you fae, by another Glaswegian, you need to be fucking careful. This is knowledge for the streets that I'm dropping on you here. You need to be careful if somebody asks you, where are you fae? Where are you fae means, where are you from? But the way it's asked can sometimes mean, where are you fae? And if the answer isn't the right answer, you might be getting a kicking. Which is why I think this game is really dangerous, because if you get asked, where are you fae? And you say, I'm fae Farm, they'll go, what? You're fae Farm? Are you taking the fucking piss? And you'll get a kicking just by default. Which is why I'll not be playing this shitey farming
Fae
game.
Farm. Available September 8th on Nintendo Switch.
Fairly well.
So this isn't a new game, this is a game that's been about for a while, but the physical version is it's that thing again, the physical version has just came out, so Rab's just got it. It's called Post Void, and fucking look at it, man. You see, the first thing that struck me when I saw this game, I thought, haha, this looks like a 3DO game, because I'm mad on my 3DO at the minute, and I looked at it and I thought, look at this title screen, you can see this in the 3DO, this title screen. And then I started playing it. Right, so Post Void is a game where it randomly generates these levels, right? You fire in, you need to fucking kill these guys. See that head in your left hand? That head is filled up with kind of death juice, and if it runs out, you're dead, right? See, it's running out already. I'm trying to take out these baddies as fast as I'm dead. What was that? 5 kills, 17 seconds. I got to level 1. This is Post Void. Right, let's have another go. Right, in we go, bang. Get some headshots, that fills it up nice. You want to go fast as fuck and take out enemies as fast as you can. Like I said again, every level is randomly generated, so you don't know the shape of it, you don't know where the baddies are going to be, so you're just living on your wits, trying to get to the end of the level where you can jump through a portal. The first time I went into the level, I didn't even know how to fucking get out of the... Indeed, how many kills is that? 15, 30 seconds, level 1, did well. Level 1, no bad. Right, here we go again, back in. Now, this game, if you play it on a big screen, is fucking incredible, man. You feel like, dude, what was that, 9 kill? Right, here we go again. Right, back in. Now, this game is almost like, you know how when you were a wee guy and you imagined what it would be like to kind of take drugs and go into a room and shoot everybody, right? Well, I imagine it was kind of like this. I ended up never taking drugs or shooting anybody, but through this I can live my childhood dreams. I'm not saying that it was my childhood dream to kill people, but I'm just saying this would be a good simulation. I think. Don't tell the papers I said any of this, because this would be pretty bad. Anyway, here you can see a successful run. This is me having a successful run, blasting heads, keeping the clock ticking. I've found the portal. Here we go. Right, see, once you end a level, then you can pick something for yourself today. Look at this, a wee bonus for yourself, just like all these roguelike games like today. Here's level 2, different coloured was, a wee horrible fucking monster, a wee blue monster in legs runs at you this time. His brains went over the fucking ceiling, man. This game is one of the best fucking games I've ever played. Fucking look at this, man. I feel brilliant playing this, man. It gives me such a buzz, man. See, when I was a wee guy and I was imagining taking drugs and all that, and the old woman with big tits not jumping about, and I'd be like, she's sit down here and I need to fucking shoot all these guys, these wee blue monsters coming at me. She's like, please have sex with me, Robert. And I'm like, no, I need to fucking, here's a portal, get through it. Right, what will I pick this time? Get a shotgun? No, hold on, I won't get the shotgun. I'll just fucking, I don't even need a shotgun, I'll just need my wee gun. And then lassie's like, listen, let's go. And I've got a sports car outside, so we'll get in a sports car in a fucking minute here. We'll get in that fucking sports car and we'll go, we'll drive, man, we'll hit the mountains, we'll get to the fucking mountains, right? We'll get up there and I'll take out a fucking sniper rifle, man, right? And I'll just fucking, I'll lie there and you can suck my dick, right, while I'm fucking, I'll just aim my sniper rifle and I'll just fucking shoot people's brains out. Let's change to a shotgun now, right, Hen? What do you think of this, bang? Bang, then I'm like to the lass, I'm like, you fucking have you ever fucking listened to Joe Rogan? I'm saying, she's like, I don't know who Joe Rogan is. I'm like, of course you don't. Because it's fucking, I'm just a wee guy and I'm just imagining Joe Rogan doesn't exist yet. And she's like, what would Joe Rogan look like? My big tits. And I'll be like, Joe Rogan's head looks like a fucking big tit. And then I'll be like, what was that? 58. Level 4, no bad, man. That's a pretty good goal. Let's go again, right, back in, right. So she's like, why are you doing this? Why do we have to recycle our shotguns now? Because the fucking planet's dying. I'm saying, I'm a wee guy. I'm just a wee guy. I didn't know. I was saying to my man, Dad, you know that probably in my lifetime climate change is just going to clamp. My dad's like, I'm trying to watch Question Time here, so what are you doing? Why don't you go and play a wee murder simulator games again? Up I go, up the stairs, up getting the Commodore 64 on, fucking Monty on the run didn't fucking look last, I'll tell you. Well, looked a wee bit like this, to be honest. A wee bit of this kind of vibe about it, you know what I mean? Imagine you saw Monty Mole in here, man. Would you shoot him? What would you do? Would you try and talk to him? Maybe you try and talk to him. I'd be like, what were you running away from, Monty? That's what I want to know first of all. Why did you not just stay being a minor? No, you can't do that. I say, you can't do that. Monty's like, how fucking no? Yeah, Thatcher shot all the fucking mines. And I was like, aye, well, I know she shouldn't have done that because she fucking destroyed communities, but you can't be using the fucking fossil fuels. You don't see what's happening to the planet. And all the fucking Waynes are trying to do something about it. They're all trying to do the Just Stop Oil campaigns and all that, and people are fucking moaning about them like they're the baddies. Treating the fucking Waynes like they're the baddies. Or the Waynes are the fucking baddies now. They're trying to save the fucking planet because we fucked it. Because we fucked it, man. We fucked it. It's too fucking late, man. It's too late. I've got loads of Waynes. What am I supposed to say to them? And I'm running about and this lassie's like, are you alright? I think you've taken too many drugs. I think you've taken too much hash. I think you've taken too many eggies. I think you've taken too much acid. I think you've taken too much mushies. I think you've taken too much of the fentanyl that killed Prince. Can you fucking believe that Prince is dead? Can you believe that they're all dead now? Can you believe it? Or are all fucking dead? Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Everybody's in the fucking ground. The whole fucking planet. The whole fucking planet is on the road out. Let's be honest here. The whole thing is.
Will be my final show performing in London.
The centre channel
This
clear
is
and
this is it.
loosed upon the world.
Because
Blood and tide is loose and everywhere. The ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best black hole can be full of passion. second
I'll
coming.
be performing in
Hardly are those words out when a vast spiritus mundi
This is it.
trouble
This is really it. This is the final.
somewhere
This is
in
the
sands
final curtain call.
shaped with lines body and head of a man.
I'll see you in
Gaze
July.
blank and pitiless as the sun is moving but slow, while all about it wheel shadows of the indignant desert. But the darkness drops again. But now, the 20 centuries of stony
I really do. You
were
can know
fixed
that.
to
I like
night by a rocking flavor. And what beast
Get it? See you in July.
This is a serious message to everybody watching my update right now. Peace and love, peace and love. I want to tell you, please, after the 20th of October, do not send fan mail at any address that you have. Nothing will be signed after the 20th of October. If that has a date on the envelope, it's going to be tossed. I'm warning you with peace and love, but I have too much to do.